The season really started for the UConn Huskies in Europe. The team playing a couple of exhibition games overseas. The coaching staff put in a new offense, and it clicked. Once the regular season rolled around, the UConn Huskies were ready. During this magical season, UConn coach Gino Auriemma wanted to take on all comers. Play the best to be the best was the theory. It worked. Tested early against Kentucky and Old Dominion in the Coaches versus Cancer tourney, UConn knocked them both off. Then came two more eventual NCAA tourney teams. Shea Ralph scored 22 over West Coast Conference champ Pepperdine. In fact, Shea only missed one shot the entire game. UConn 4-0.
The shot I missed, I'm a little upset about. All the shots were layups. I think it was one outside shot in all those. And I mean, they're layups. It doesn't get any easier than that, except if I could dunk, but you can't.
Next up, a couple of Big Ten powers. Illinois, the number 10 team in the country at the time, no problem. UConn won by 29, 20 from Swin Cash. In Orlando, a team that they would see again in the Final Four, Penn State. We know what happened in Philly, but in Orlando, UConn improved to 6-0 thanks to an 87-74 win over the Lady Lions. UCLA was thought to be a national power, ranked number 6 at the time. The Huskies blew them out. Santa came for an early visit to UConn, but Swin Cash handed out the gifts. Swin with the basket, but on the wrong end. A comical moment in a 106-64 UConn win.
She looked about as good as you can look shooting that shot. You know, and it is Christmas, and it's the season for giving and sharing, and you know, and she was wide open. I mean, there wasn't anybody within 15 feet of her.
Louisiana Tech brought their number 3 ranked team to Storrs to try their luck with the Huskies. UConn sent them home, a 27-point loss. Svet, the big gun again, 25 points. Huskies had rattled off their first 10 on the season.
I'm so proud of my teammates. You know, it was a lot of fun to play, and we had a really good game.
A couple of Big East wins brought the record to 12-0, setting up the first of 2 regular season games against Tennessee. UConn ranked number 1, Tennessee number 2. First meeting in Knoxville saw Sue Bird step it up, 25 points for the UConn point guard. Round 1 to the Huskies, 74-67. A few more games later set up the first of 3 games with Rutgers, the Scarlet Knight team that saw their season wrap up in Philadelphia as well. UConn won the first one in Storrs, 65-60. Boston College game number 18 on the year. UConn 17-0 going in. Make it 18-0. BC was tough, not tough enough. UConn won it 84-77. 19-0 after a win over Miami sets up round 2 with Tennessee, this time at Gamble, and what a game. Samika Randall hit the big shots down the stretch for the Volunteers. Tennessee by 1. One last shot for UConn, but Tamika Williams couldn't get it to go. The unbeaten season was over. Tennessee 72-71.
I just think that I could have taken it up a little bit stronger. You know, just gotten a little bit more body, laid it up there, made them either call a foul or make the shot. And those are just the ones you have to live with, but it sucks.
Pretty much smooth sailing from that point on for the Huskies. The second game with Rutgers was tough, however. A low-scoring affair, especially for UConn. A game in the 40s, but a win, 49-45. Notre Dame was their toughest Big East foe. Both teams unbeaten in conference play when they played in their only meeting. UConn's defense, the story. They shut down Irish All-American Ruth Riley. The Huskies won it 77-59 at the Civic Center. And a few days later, after knocking off Providence, they end a perfect Big East season. But that win over Notre Dame was key.
We knew it was going to be a big game, and I don't know, this one feels good, you know, especially since we were able to, you know, our defense was great, even though, you know, our offense wasn't good, but we were able to pull it out anyway.
Tourney time next. Big East first, 28-1 heading into the tourney at Gamble. Wins over St. John's and Boston College. Sets up game 3 with Rutgers in the title. A 20-point win gave the Huskies the conference championship to go along with the regular season crown. 30-1 heading into the NCAAs. Rounds 1 and 2 at Storrs. The scores will tell the difference. Hampton didn't have a chance. UConn 116, Hampton 45. Round 2, Clemson, same story. UConn 83, Clemson 45. On to Richmond, Virginia for the East Regional Semis. This time a rematch with Oklahoma. This time on a neutral court. UConn wins by 22, 102-80. And then for the right to go to the Final Four, UConn and LSU This team on a mission all year. They wanted to end the season in Philly, say goodbye to LSU, 86-71. So that's your road to the Final Four, a season to remember indeed. And then, of course, came the Final Four in Philadelphia. The Huskies took on Penn State in that semifinal game, knocked them off, and then that incredible game against Tennessee in the championship. I'm John Mayo reporting.